Hi, welcome to This Guy Edits, where you get to see this guy edit.
Scene 56, Baker, take one, soft sticks.
Today, I'm going to tell you my ways on how to decide on the exact frame.
Action.
As you might know from earlier episodes, I'm currently cutting a feature directed by Mark Webber. He just finished shooting it in Pennsylvania, and I'm now here in Los Angeles doing the first cut. Every editor is different, and the art of the cut is vast, so let me point out that there probably isn't a right frame. If you listen to some of the most accomplished editors, they usually talk about instinct. They just feel it. And feeling is very important. But there has to be something else than just feeling and experience, and that's what's called technique. Here are 5 techniques that you can try. Number 1. Play the footage in real time and feel the edit point. Now, Walter Murch, who's a very accomplished editor, Academy Award-winning editor, he's a big proponent of this way of cutting, where you play your footage in real time and you hit your cut point. He says that if you do it often enough, at some point you will always hit the same frame. And then that must be the right edit point because you're feeling it. You're feeling the cut. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to play this cut and I'm going to start hitting the marker point and just see if I will be able to hit the same marker every time.
I think I figured out what gives me peace.
Really? What's that?
You guys?
So that's number 1.
I think I figured out what gives me peace.
Really? What's that?
You guys?
It's number 2, and I almost hit it.
I think I figured out what gives me peace.
Really? What's that?
You guys?
Okay, one more time.
I think I figured out what gives me peace.
Really? What's that?
You guys?
I think I hit the same frame here. Let's try it again.
I think I figured out what gives me peace.
Really? What's that?
You guys?
Okay, let's see which one I hit. I hit the 3rd frame this time. Let's do it again.
I think I figured out what gives me peace.
Really? What's that?
You guys?
Let's see which one I hit this time. I hit the 3rd frame again. Let's try it one more time.
I think I figured out what gives me peace.
Really? What's that?
You guys?
Okay, let's see. It's the 3rd frame again. So 3 times in a row, this might be the right frame. I'm just going to do the cut and see how that point feels.
You guys? It's good to know that at least it's good.
It feels good on that end. I still sense here there's a little movement on his head right there that shouldn't be there because he kind of already completed the move over here.
What's that?
You guys? It's good.
Before I correct this, let's talk about another way you can find your edit point. Number 2, play the footage as a silent movie. Most of the time the audio will actually distract you and will encourage a certain kind of edit that visually or emotionally might not work. By just turning off the audio, let's see how this cut feels now. It actually felt late to me. Now it felt a couple of frames late. Maybe this is the better edit point. And again, I'm not looking at this shot here yet. I'm just looking at the way that I'm getting out of the first shot. Okay. So again, Walter Murch, who I mention quite often because I'm a big fan of his book, In the Blink of an Eye, which I can only recommend. Quick read, love it. He actually claims that he cuts his scenes always as a silent movie first. And even dialogue scenes, which means sometimes he gets it wrong, like the dialogue doesn't make any sense. But he still uses this method to cut his scenes to get the pure visual, emotional journey of an edit. I don't do that to the extreme. As I'm cutting, or once I'm done with a cut, I will play it as a silent movie and just look at all these edits one more time and decide if they really feel right. Probably the least respected method of finding your edit point is frame futzing. You can use another word for it, where you really go frame by frame by frame and you're trying to find the exact edit point. And like I said before, here in the second shot, I feel like his head should stop moving. So I'm going to find the point right here where I feel like the head is settled in, somewhere here. Walter Murch says that he never edits like this. He will never just scrub through the timeline and find the exact frame. I do it more often than I should, probably. I am guilty of frame futzing. Number 4, just cut by the audio. So look at the waveform and decide your edit point. Sometimes that's also called a radio cut, where you basically treat whatever you're cutting as if there are no visuals at all. You're just listening to the audio. I could have him start talking here, just 1 or 2 frames before the cut point.
You guys, it's good to know that at least a few people have my best intentions at heart.
And it actually works. It's a better cut, I think.
What's that?
You guys, it's good to know that at least a few.
The downside is now I'm actually taking away some of that reaction that Mark has. Guillermo said something that's really thoughtful, and Mark needs a second to take it in. Now it's more informational, and I actually don't like that at this moment, so I'm going to reverse that.
You guys, it's good to know that at least a few people have my best intentions.
That feels actually really nice. And also, you have the trial and error method, where you just randomly make crazy choices to encourage a happy accident. A happy accident is something you achieve just by pure coincidence, but it is so great that it makes you look like a pure genius. So these are the 5 ways that I can think of finding the correct edit point. And fitting with this episode, here's our segment of One Single Cut, where I asked you to make a single edit. If you're interested to be featured in a future episode, send me a 10-second clip with 1 cut. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you on the next one.